Good morning, it's day 79 and we are exploring Singapore. Slept well, it feels like a cave in there, so you have no, what was the word, judgment? Not judgment.
No concept of time.
No concept of time, so yeah, because there's no windows and but it slept really, really well.
Yeah, now we're just heading down to the Marina and seeing what's along the way, really. It says it's a 40-minute walk and yeah, let's see what we find.
Yeah, we're going to go and get some breakfast, so yeah, come and join us. So we're trying to order our coffee tea mix, but yeah, let's see what Tim comes back with. Okay, what have you ordered? It looks green. Is it green? Oh no, it's glass. I thought it was something green.
So you have a coffee C. He didn't recommend a coffee champ.
Oh really?
So he said, yeah, it may give you a dodgy stomach. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, yeah, let's stay away from that one.
Okay.
So yeah, don't know why, but yeah, it's interesting. Like, there's quite an abrupt style to the salesmanship here. So it's kind of getting used to it, but they're friendly. It's weird. All of a sudden you think, are you being a little bit off with me when you're ordering, because it's quite abrupt. Then you have a really friendly conversation afterwards. So yeah, I think that's just getting used to. So yeah.
Maybe sometimes they're just not the smiliest.
Yeah.
But so we've got our roti.
Have we paid?
Not yet. We'll pay now. So we have ordered a roti with just sugar in and an egg. And the difference between a Muslim roti and a Chinese Malay roti is the one we had the other day. Where were we? In Ipoh. It's more like bread. It's a bit thicker and it feels like bread. This one is a little bit like a crepe, the Muslim one, which I prefer. Nice and thin, yummy.
So I think these Muslim food stalls and coffee shops are a really good option for breakfast for me. You can get like a sweet pancake option, which is really familiar. But it's nice with the egg as well. There, I say it a little bit like a sausage egg McMuffin without the sausage. And it was more expensive than Malaysia, but it was affordable. So it was 70p for each of the sweet coffee condensed milks, and it was £1.25 for the roti and egg. So yeah, affordable.
Do I need some leggings? I'm not really one to wear leggings when I'm exercising at the moment, but if I'm teaching, I might need to get a pair. Oh, that's what it's the offering, isn't it?
I think these are all offerings. They're selling out the front. You were thinking the flowers were for you, but I think they're for some kind of divinity.
Yeah. So I received a blessing while we were walking around, and also given a flower and told to have a shower with it to receive more blessings.
Yeah, they were super friendly in there. He kind of saw me looking awkwardly around, not sure of what to do, and said, no, it's fine to film, have a go, and yeah, welcomed us in. First time for me in a Hindu temple. It's the Sri Krishnam temple, and there's a consecration of Krishna, who's an incarnation of Vishnu. I really like these temples. They're very, very different from anything we have in the UK, but they're all over Thailand and Malaysia, and they're so welcoming. Yeah, it's cool.
were going to get the train to visit Garden on the Bay and the Marina Bay, but I'm so glad we decided to walk. It's only about 45 minutes if you went there directly, but we stopped off, we're seeing the sights, seeing the local area, and yeah, it's just really, really nice. The weather's good as well, so why not?
Yeah, and we've just come down Queen Street, and I don't know whether this is typical of Singapore, but there are a lot of churches down there. The Catholic Church is owning a fair bit of the real estate, and temples in general. And so behind me, you can see two spires of the churches, and that's how close they're packed together. And all down that road seemed like a similar story. Yeah, interesting, great for me to see. They do seem more open for business at the Buddhist, the Hindu and the Chinese temples. The Catholic ones seem to be a little bit shut up, but yeah, they're keeping their secrets behind those walls.
This building behind us reminds me a little bit like St. Paul's. Not as grand, but it's got that sort of vibe. But it's actually the Museum of Singapore. I think we might try and head into it. Entrance fee to the museum is 15 to 20 pounds, and we decided not to go because it's eating into our budget, and we want to go to the Garden on the Bay and Marina Bay, and our £62 box is a red home box is killing our it's killing our budget, so we decided to leave this one for now and then head over to the marina.
And I think quite often that the best thing about these museums is the building itself, and it is an amazing building, and it's set in an amazing little courtyard. It's Neo-Palladian, so it's highly symmetrical, and it has the plinths above all the windows. It's also neoclassical in terms of it's got the pillars and the pilasters. It's got a big dome at the top too. Yeah, it's great. I really like it. The gardens are really manicured, and Singapore in general just feels very, very clean, very ordered and very structured. It's lacking the chaotic feel that Kuala Lumpur had, for sure. So yeah, structured city with ancient roots, not ancient roots, let's say colonial roots. You know I love them. I
mean, look, ancient roots, look how crazy these trees are. I mean, I say ancient roots for those.
You're going to have to start walking. The lights have changed and you have to take your opportunity. Just crossing the aptly named Stamford Road. So we've just walked through what looks like the education district. So all the universities are surrounding. So you've got the School of Business, the School of Economics, and behind me the School of Law. There definitely seems to be a focus on, we'll call them valuable degrees, promoting STEM sciences, accounting, yeah, none of this artsy-fartsy stuff we love in the West. Yeah, they're preparing themselves for the next century for sure, and they are amazing. It's so clean here, it's so big, but it does not feel congested at all. Its planning is amazing. So there's a mix of low, medium and high rise, but they've all been given space to breathe, so you just have amazing little backdrops that balance so well absolutely everywhere. It's a city where the planners deserve a pat on the back. They've done an amazing job.
Behind us, we have the banking district over here on my left, and doesn't it look like Canary Wharf? And Tim was wrong, look, they do have space for the arts. So this is Theatre on the Bay, which is just on the other side of the river to Garden on the Bay, and yeah, stumbled across it. Cool.
I'm pretty blown away by Singapore so far. So we've just walked in a random direction, and there are so many immaculate buildings dating from turn of the century, 19th century, right the way up to modern day, and they are all immaculate. It's the utopian society if ever I've seen one. It seems ordered, structured, safe and so clean. It does make me wonder though, obviously Singapore is a heavily surveilled and monitored city. It's got 90,000 cameras, 200,000 sensors, and you can get fines for crossing the road in the wrong place and not picking up your tray after you've eaten. And it makes me wonder, is that the only way you can achieve this kind of city? So it's definitely giving me something to think about, because yeah, if you were going to relocate from the West, I can see why you would want to come here. This is having walked around for half a day, and I'm sure there are cultural things that you'd need to know more that may influence that decision. But yeah, it's interesting to me anyway.
So I'm assuming this is where they do maybe some concerts, special events, because look at that backdrop. Amazing.
Let's see what Sarah has gone for. What's the plan?
So we're doing the Supertree observation first. Oh my god, I just looked at myself.
Your blessings turned into what looks like the start of a spot.
No. Oh, maybe.
No, superficially.
But I've just realised how brown I look. I've been in the sun, and then we're going to go to the flower dome. So for that package, it was 30 Singapore dollars each. So yeah, and he said go to the observation because that's outside, and I think maybe because it might rain.
We'll
so let's go
first. So what's that? 15 quid each?
Yeah.
It's raining, don't you see it?
All right, we are feeling a spot of rain. Oh, I think it's going to start raining. We might have to get shelter. Hopefully, it's only for a moment. So actually, the outdoor areas here, they've closed for now because of the rain. So maybe we'll go Flower Dome first, which is indoor, and then come back here, and hopefully it'll stop raining.
As we wait for the rain to subside, I decided to crown myself by one of these organic / man-made trees, and they do look like something out of Avatar. They're amazing. This whole central area is stunning. The horticulturalist / artist who is responsible for this has made a masterpiece, in my opinion. I could sit here for hours. You don't even need to go into the exhibits, but we will do. I want that high-rise view and see what else they've conjured up. Singapore in general has been a real eye-opener. I knew it was going to be next level, but it's so futuristic. It's a city of the future, and when I came from west to east, I was kind of expecting this, but I have been blown away. And it makes me realise that, look, you can criticise Singapore in the east for perhaps being very, very heavy on the surveillance and perhaps the restriction of freedoms, but I don't think we're any different in the west anymore. Part of the reason for this trip was to try and see if there was another alternative and option, and to be honest, if you're going to live in a surveillance state, you may as well do it here. I guess I've just had a snapshot as a tourist for a brief moment, and I'm sure there's far more to it, but yeah, from an outsider looking in, initial thoughts, yeah, it's incredible. The first thing you notice is there's no humidity in here. What a change.
Feels nice, doesn't it? Woo.
They look like the dry desert species over there.
Oh wow, I thought it was going to be so warm in here. I thought it was going to be a greenhouse, but much to my surprise, like walking into a 7-Eleven, it feels so nice.
So the climate is set to a Mediterranean spring day eternally.
Alexia has joined us. Based on how they cut it, so they not sand it down, but they smoothen it out and leave that. Do you think?
Mama, again.
You do have to run the gauntlet here a little bit. There are 1,001 photos going on. It's not quite as bad as Wat Pho over in Bangkok, but yeah, I'm going to have to get used to just walking through. It's the only way I'm going to find Sarah, I think. It's really, really nice in here. It's a Mediterranean spring day climate, so that's sort of semi-arid, and it doesn't have the humidity that's absolutely everywhere outside. I would definitely say come and have a little look. It's amazing. They do things on a grand scale here in Singapore, from the enclosure, the greenhouse that it's encased in, to the exhibits on display, the sculptures like this dragon behind me. Everyone was after a photo op with him, but yeah, it's great.
Dad, I know you love a clock and plants. I think we need one of these in your allotment.
I think we've been sold a dud. We're not going to be able to get out on the skywalk. It's been closed for maintenance, and it's the Sky Observatory we've got a ticket for. I'm sure it'll still be good and it'll give us a great view. I would have liked to have walked along that walkway.